being a widow, and also and before becoming a widow, losing my grandmother and my brother and other family members that were dear to me and
Yeah.
in my circle of love and helped me become who I am now. So I learned early on in the 2000s how precious life was. So
Right.
celebrate life every day.
Yep.
If you are in a marriage, if you have a bride, if you have a groom, every day there should be something about that person when you look at them, when you think about them, that you want
Right.
to celebrate with them. So
Yeah.
that when those hard days come, and it might hit on the calendar anniversary, unfortunately,
Right.
it won't hit so hard because you've already celebrated something
Right.
every day about and with that person. So it's
Right.
okay to press pause for that calendar day and pick it up maybe 3 days later when
Right.
both people can appreciate that day.
Right. Right.
and
Right.
and
Right.
and it's harder in today's society because we have so many distractions, and we're part of y'all distraction. This show is to be part of that distraction, but hopefully it's a good distraction for us and you guys. But because we have so many distractions, we lose sight of why are we here on this earth in the first place? What is our purpose? What is our God ordinance? What are we supposed to do with this thing called life? And so
Right.
when you choose to partner with someone and be in relationship, whatever that is to you guys that you don't have designed and defined, don't take that for granted. Don't wait to the weekend to do something fun or exciting.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the governmental calendar of you need to work 40 hours a week so that you can, yes, everybody need to make money to pay bills, blah, blah, blah. Been there, done that, still doing it unconventionally. However, the essence of why we're here is to not be alone,
Right.
to be in union with other people.
Right.
That is our purpose. And not in union with just people at the schoolhouse where your kids go to get education, or at your job where you got to go 40, 50, 60 hours a week, but to be with those people that you choose to be with, like your
Right.
wife and the children you chose to make. And those are the people that we spend the least amount of time enjoying life with. So if we can consciously identify that and reverse what we've been doing and
Right.
get back on the correct playing field, then when things like that happen, like I said, I hope that's the scenario. But if it's not, then hey, we'll have another discussion. But in days when it's, hey, this is our anniversary, we should be in this kind of mode, we should be doing this. But we human. And I wouldn't want him to fake it, because I
Right.
promise you, you ain't gonna want me to fake it, whatever. So I would have loved for them to have so many other loving interactions prior to that calendar day, where if he was to say to her whatever his true feelings were, she appreciated, and that day per se is not that big of a deal. His need is more of a deal, and they can still celebrate later on when both
Right.
of them are able and ready. Because that's what marriage is.
Right.
I mean, I to me, that's what marriage is to me.
Right.
So it's like I can't be with someone that I'm not excited about.
Right.
I can't be with someone that I'm not looking forward to seeing you, even if you just walked out the door 10 minutes ago.
Right.
I'm not gonna bother you and nag you and text you the whole 8 hours you're gone, but you are on my mind. And when
Right.
I am able to let you know that you're gonna feel all those 8 hours that I've been pent up thinking about you and missing you. So to me, that's what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
And it can be. So if anybody's ever gone through something like what we've been talking about, my encouragement is, from this moment, don't wait till tomorrow. From this
Wow.
moment on, go grab your boo,
Good stuff. Good
do
stuff.
something that's meaningful to you. And if you guys don't have a clue, because that's just not what y'all have done, I'm learning from my kids that the dating world is totally different than how I grew up. So apparently, you're supposed to first to see if it can do to do, feel good, do it like you like it, he do it like you like it, and then you get to know each other. What's your favorite color? what's what's your favorite food? When you like your vacation?
So you gotta test it out first?
Look, when I tell you the schematics of the dating world in 2024 is totally different from 1994. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm old school, so I'm lost in this wilderness of you want me to do what? But we grown, right? Yeah, I'm grown all the way. However, I don't even know your last name, bro. I don't even know how to pronounce
You don't
your
know his last
birth.
name?
I don't even know how to pronounce the name that's on your birth certificate. I know your nickname, Pookie.
Oh wow, stop
And
it.
we supposed to just, you know.
You talking about you don't know Pookie's real name?
I know what you look like. How many kids you got? How many, can I get those details before we?
You say how many kids you got?
I mean, when I tell you, some people don't know just the basic detail. You go to this. All right, I'm using an example. You go on a date. Oh, no, prior to the date.
Prior to the date.
Date naps. I hate dating apps. Hate. However,
oh, you don't like the apps?
I'm on 2. Right?
Okay.
I have been on 2. So you're on a date nap, you put your little pictures up, put your little profile up. People click your picture, you click back, you like their picture, you match. Okay. So you're doing the text thing. I don't like texting. Call me. Talk to me. You ain't got to video chat me. We can just ear to ear. Let's have a conversation that way. But let's communicate verbally. Most people don't want to do that. They want to text you all day. My fingers hurt. I got, little issues with my hands. I don't need to be all day long. You get through that. You get to a date. I like live music. I like live shows. I like dinner. Okay, so we go into the park, walking around the lake. Most people don't like those kind of dates because you have to do what? Talk.
Oh,
you gotta communicate. You get to ask questions and hear answers. You get to learn about a person. You get to watch their mannerisms. You get to see their facial expressions. Most people like to go to, I love live shows because for 2 hours and a half, your attention is on somebody performing. So you're nice going in, open my door, you looked at my booty. I'm smelling his cologne while he's driving to the event. We get out. He give me a little hug, get people the tickets. We sit down next to each other, rubbing elbows, feeling good. People singing, doing their thing, or whatever the show is about. All this feel good energy. We had a great night. Wonderful. I still don't know nothing about this moment. Except for we had a great night. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I don't know more about you.
Right.
I thank you. I appreciate it. And I want to do more of this with you, but I want and need to get to know you. What's your face like? What's your politics like? What's your education like? Can you understand how I learn? Can I understand how you learn? Let's talk about it. What's your disabilities? What's your ability? What's your strengths? What's your weaknesses?
Wait a minute, that's too much on the first date?
No, not the first date, but that's what dating should be like.
Oh, okay.
So you might have 15, 20 minutes of that type of conversation going. It may be 10, 15 minutes that conversation coming back. But that's the same amount of time you had while they was at work, texting each other back and forth. So the personal interaction on dating, to me, I look forward to because I get to know you. I don't mind telling a person who I am. I love me. Ask me a question, I got to answer. You ain't got to wait to ask questions. I'm just giving you some stories. Most people don't volunteer that type of information because most people don't like themselves or whatever their baggage or past was. They don't have to deal with the judgment or the criticism. I don't care. I don't care no more. God keeps me here for a reason. He loves me. You don't get me. Cool. I ain't mad at you. Next. So what I have learned through my kids and my own experience is that all that I just described, that's too hard. That's because at the end of the day, if I marry you, it's because you can give me good head, boo. If I marry you, it's because you know what I like the sloppy loppies. If I marry you, you know how to tune it up and do what I. I'm serious. That because with social media and the entertainment, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge part of that world. But that's not my focus on life and in my relationships. But that's what is in our face here in America all the
Right.
time. So that's what these kids think, oh, I got to test that out first. Is he long enough? Does he know how to stroke it? You know what I'm saying? Okay, now once you get past that, and that's good. Okay, so I'm going to keep her. Okay, that's good. I'm going to stay with her.
So you gonna keep her out there?
But I didn't know she was lazy.
Oh, you know she ain't clean?
I didn't know she didn't like to cook. I didn't know she didn't know how to cook. I didn't know she didn't know how to clean her own body. I didn't know he didn't know how to keep a job. I didn't know he didn't know how to treat a woman. I didn't know he wasn't raised by his parents.
Didn't we already work some stuff out? Didn't I already knock that out the box?
No, you didn't know that. He didn't have a good relationship with nobody in his family, and he really doesn't have a lot of friends at all.
But we've already did the do, right?
Yeah, we got that. Check that box. That's done.
Okay, so we good then, right?
I thought we was, but now I don't even like you because you a mean-spirited person. You're not talk to people. You always with me and my people, and we can't never go to you and your people because you ain't got none.
I got some, but I just, it ain't time yet.
What you mean? You done met our mind?
Well, it's not, I still got there's some things still got to work out.
What you got to work out for me to meet yours and you done met mine?
Well, I got to make sure not all the drugs is there, not all the this is there, drugs. Make sure that, yeah. Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you that?
Drugs? What kind of drugs? Like
ibuprofen? Yeah, ibuprofen and Tylenol and yeah, Tylenol and ibuprofen.
No, so you thinking too long, you thinking wrong. So you got drugs? You do drugs?
No, not me.
So why you even said drugs? Who do, your mama do drugs?
No, my brothers and stuff,
Look, I take rid off it.
I mean, but we working it. I mean, but we do, right? I mean, we yes.
But
we're working things out, right?
I can't have my little kids around that.
Okay, that's why we ain't going to my parents. That's why we ain't going to my.
Why you didn't tell me?
You didn't ask.
I only ask the things that I know, and I'm telling you everything about me, and I'm thinking that you hear what I'm talking about, so you would volunteer some of the things that I need to know about you.
But I would tell you, when you come to my house, that's fine. But going to my people's house is different.
But we about to get married.
Okay, but we ain't gonna deal with them. We're gonna deal with your people's. Your people's good.
Fair. That's not fair.
What's not fair?
You the man, you the provider. If I have a problem, you're supposed to bring the solution, right?
Yeah, I got the solution.
But you always calling my uncles.
Because uncle knows best.
But you always calling my dad.
Because dad knows best.
But you want my daddy's blessing, so I need to meet your people. We need to know about your side. What you come with?
What I come with a bucket of chicken and a 6-pack.
I cannot. But I mean, in what we just did, that's a scenario.
That's real.
Some women and men are so, and I'm not even concentrating on ages right now. I just think the world is so busy and we are so distracted that we don't take time to find out what we like,
right,
and what we want. That's the first
thing.
I believe that. And when people say, well, I haven't had a lot of relationships, but you've been around relationships. You've got somebody that had a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife. You watch them, you've interacted with them, you picked out what you like, what they do over here, what you don't like over here. And you can take that even in the movies. If you ain't a socialite and don't have no friends and family, but you've seen some movies, you've seen some posts on social media. Pull from those examples of what you want, what you don't want. what you like, what you don't like. If you need to write down that list, write it down. Pray over it, meditate over it, and then test it. See if you can find someone with these attributes and this type of characteristics. And if that's what you really like, okay, it's in bold, it's stamped. That's I love that. I tried that. No, I thought it was gonna be cute. I ain't really got a taste for that. But we don't take time out to get to know ourselves first before we are here trying to bond with somebody else.
So what you telling me is that I need to get to know me?
Yeah.
I already know who I am. My name is Mike Neal.
No,
Michael Eugene Neal Jr. I was born in Germany. Came to Kentucky.
So can you tell me? Can you tell me something that a person could do that you would not like, that would make you very upset, that would make you lose trust in them?
My name is Mike Neal.
No. Can you tell me a thing that a person can do to make you feel celebrated and that they truly love you? What is it that they can do and that you will receive it that way?
My name is.
No. Can you tell me an example of how a person can help you get to where you need to be in life? Can you give me an example on what type of talent, what kind of education, what kind of expertise they need to have to add to what you're building?
Was born in Germany.
No.
I was born in Germany. And
no.
I need to know all that?
Yes.
Why?
How do you expect somebody to like you, love you, fall for you, and be with you if you don't even know who you are?
Didn't I just tell you what my name was?
I'm not talking about your name. I'm talking about your soul, the person of who God created you to be. Who are you?
Okay. I told you my birthday.
You can change your name.
I told you where I was born at.
Praise God for you being here.
Told you got 2 parents.
What that mean? What about you?
So I need to know about me.
Yes, your mannerisms, your likes, your dislikes, your characteristics.
Well, why do I want to get into all that's kind of difficult, ain't it?
No, it should be the easiest thing. You with you all the time.
No, that's
you
difficult,
with you
but I gotta think about some stuff, and I gotta think about who I am and what I want.
Think about you, who you are, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, what you'll tolerate, what you'll compromise on.
Why don't I just be like, girl, whatever you want? Good,
because that normally is an invalid statement. That normally is an untruth.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want to do.
Most of the time, whatever she wants, you're not gonna be genuine about it. A few things you'll be excited for, but some things you'll just be there to be there.
You don't see me with my hands up?
You don't look. I don't feel your excitement. I don't feel the energy.
You get the excitement?
You know what? And for people that choose to not have an identity, I just pray they choose wisely on who they follow. Because there are men like that, as well as there are women like that. It's whatever they like. And hey, I'm not here to judge nobody. I just love me. And as I continue to get to know me, because every day that we live, there's something new we can learn about ourselves. There's something new we can learn about this world. So as I continue to know me, I'm excited. I think I'm hot shit. My son's like, hot shit's not really a compliment. But I think I'm wonderful, So I'm excited when somebody else wants to get to know me. And I do give them a little gray to not think I'm as wonderful as I think I am. However, I come in, this is me, ask me some questions, I give you the answers the best of my knowledge. And I can just be me. But in being me, I know where I'm just going to draw the line in the sand, and these things are not ever going to happen in my life. And I know these are some wiggle scriggle lines that we can compromise on. even in your 20s, you can have boundaries, you can have expectations, you can have limitations, you can have grandiose ideas and desires. But isn't it nicer to start with something, some kind of blueprint versus nothing? And then as this other person is writing you into their life and designing you as they live, I don't feel you have a right to complain about it because you've given them all the power. They're your mini God. God gave you free will. You chose to give your will to him or her. So don't complain about what they decide for you. That's
So
my
what you're
opinion.
saying, I need to get to know me.
If you don't want somebody else to work you, design you, use you, maybe even abuse you.
Well, sometimes
Because most
men like to be designed.
sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. I'm the type of gal that likes to coordinate with my dudes. So, yeah, we don't have to match. I don't like the match thing. But if you wear a little blue, a little purple, I might go back in and change to what I got, blue and purple. So that, when people see us, oh yeah, we know they're together. That's so sickening. I like that kind of stuff. So those are little adjustments that I think are cute and harmless. But to come in and you are a bubbly, outgoing, loud personality that just always meets a friend and never, hates a stranger. And then that person comes to your life like, calm all that down. Because either it's an embarrassment to them or they just truly don't understand you or they don't even like you, but the way you look or either what you're doing for them is what they like. So they're going to keep all that and then kill the other stuff. That is wrong, in my opinion. Because if you like you being that wildflower that's just out here showing the world who love is because that presence is you, then you need to partner with someone that appreciates that, in my opinion. Right. But when you give people the power to change that, and then you depressed because you're not you no more. You try to be something that you weren't designed to be, and you try to learn what they're creating. So your calibration's all the way off. Some people stay in that kind of rut so long they transfer over, and who they truly were no longer there, and the new person, that robotic Stephen's wife, Stephen wife or whatever, is now there, or Stephen husband, And if y'all happy, I'm happy for you. But I need someone that needs me, likes me, wants to add to me. Give me some tips on how I can be a better me, sure, no problem. But to change me to something else, you should have got me in my 20s. I was vulnerable then. I was ignorant then. The 50-year-old, no, I like me. And I've had so many other people like me to the point where I think it's good enough to be who I am and stay who I am. So,
good.
I
like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you change chairs or like what? Did you change positions and stuff in the conversation?
Hey! I got comfortable there. Look. You said, "Well, I need to know about." See, I had to start thinking. Yeah, you need to know about me, what I like, my color. What I want to do with my life and how I feel about things.
Oh, cause see me, like how when you're young and even some older people, I'm not knocking nobody's thing. So if I bring up something that you do in your relationships, I'm not knocking you. I ain't judging you. I'm just talking about examples that I know. So I know some people that just can have the phone on and just be looking at each other, not saying nothing, but they got them on, FaceTime or whatever, video, whatever. And that's just cool. They watching you wash dishes, you watching him play the game, and that's just what y'all do. I ain't like that. If I'm on the telephone with you, I need to hear some vibrations in my ear.
You said some vibrations.
You know what I'm saying? I need to hear. I my friend I used to be like, I'm good because he was a texter and I'm a talker. And so he text and I'm cool. And it was cool because the communication was consistent. But I have text him every once in a while. I'm like, hey, I just need to hear your voice because I need the vibrations in my ear. And then we talk. Got my little fix. Okay, we go back there. No problem. That was a beautiful compromise. But I'm the type of person, if we're on the phone, if we're on video, I need to see you. I don't want to see your ceiling. I don't want to see your floor. I don't want to see the wall.
Oh, you want to see another picture? Just a still picture?
Unless we're watching a movie together, that type of date or something, that's cool. But just to be on video because you got trust issues and you think I got some man at my house or some other bull like that.
Oh wow.
I ain't got time for that.
Oh wow.
So I'm call me, let's talk, let's have a conversation. Great. When we're done with the conversation, let's hang up, call me back when something else hits your mind.
Right. Gotcha. That makes sense.
To me, that makes sense. But to other people, what you about to do? I don't know, but you're not saying nothing for the last 10 minutes, though. I'm getting off the phone.
Right.
So I'm gonna pause because I need a refill. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't be looking at my ability.
He said, Lord Jesus.
Okay. I think it's going good. And I don't care what nobody says. I like how we just have casual conversation on good topics.
Right. I like that. What did you say you had to get? Oh, get a refill. I was like, Lord.
Yeah, I had my Canada Dry, and it wasn't full when we started recording. My assistant wasn't assisting me like he should today. His brothers came home.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, so his brothers just came home today, so he over there with them.
Oh, they just came home from
from Virginia and Maryland.
Okay. But no, I like what you said with how a man needs to know what he likes, what he wants, and how he wants to be treated. That's a big thing because, I won't say, but even though so many men have not been taught that you're valuable, that you're worth it, and that the way you need to be treated is the way you want to be treated. And sometimes I say some men just go with the flow, and we're just like, okay. And then I feel sometimes breakups come because we have not talked about how we feel and how we want to be treated. And then that woman says, well, you ain't told me none of this, or you ain't said this to me, and you didn't say this is what you want to do. And, as men, we're like, yeah, I must have mentioned it sometime, and we haven't even mentioned it because we weren't taught how to express. Maybe in our relationship with watching our father and mother, we've never seen dad be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? He's always been the strong man. He's never been the weak. And I'm not saying weak, but be humble or just be
or just human, emotional.
Yeah. We're not supposed to be emotional. We're supposed to be, as men, we're supposed to be stern. We're supposed to be on point. We're not supposed to slip. We're not supposed to, as we said one time, we're not supposed to cry. We're so always supposed to be in control of everything. That's the way we're taught.
Well, God is the only one that's in control.
Right. But we don't never look at it like that all the time.
But let me say this, and hopefully this will help you to understand why we expect you guys to know this stuff. So the Bible does say, he who finds a good thing finds a wife.
Right.
However it says that. You the quarter, I'm not cool. But as you find the wife,
right,
the wife's perception is when he picks me, when he chooses me back. Your value is already ingrained in our brain. We're already looking at you as that protector, provider, leader, solution to all of our life challenges. So that hero that you are in the image of a husband is huge. It's almost like a sub-savior.
Right.
So if a man realizes that responsibility of when we look into your eyes, that's what we're seeing.
Right.
And we can't, if we're in our right mind as women, we can't choose a man. We shouldn't choose a man that doesn't have those hero elements.
Okay.
Now, does that mean that you have to do all of that by yourself? No, that's why you choose the helpmate to help make that happen for you and her and the family. However, we're already looking to you to have those abilities.
Right.
Does that mean you've already had to have had them tried, true, and designed and patent? No, but you have the will for it. You have the want for it. You have the ability to do it. So
Right.
you are already a great thing in our minds. Your job is to pick the best match to
Right.
your great thing. And my sisters and I had a conversation the other day. It was so funny. My baby brother said to one of my sisters that he's the prize. And they called me, it was like, and I was like, oh, well, I tell my sons that as well. I tell my boys, you are the prize.
So are we dealing with the football player? Or are we dealing with your brother?
We deal with the brother. My brother
okay.
said,
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna finish that one.
My brother said that.
Yeah.
But I also instilled those same values into my son.
Right.
Because of what I'm telling you now. I'm like, okay, as you're picking your wife, this is what she's going to be seeing in you. And if that's not what you want to be as the man that God created you to be honest with yourself. But when most women are looking to their guy, we are looking to pull many things from you guys. And all these things are not always tangible. Right. Most of them are superficial and emotional and spiritual. Right. And if you don't have that foundation, the tangible stuff looks easy, but it ain't easier.
Right.
So when you find your good thing, we already looking at you that great thing. And we're coming in with the insecurity. Can we match play what we perceive you to be?
Oh, wow.
We're honored that you picked us, but because we look at you as such magnitude of a solution to our life in loving us and taking care of us and making us laugh and keeping us in high spirit and covering us in your protection and providing for us whatever it is that we need and knowing what to do without us having to say it. Because we do expect you to read our minds. And those are all horrendous abilities that a man is supposed to have.
Right.
But you don't even give yourself credit for that greatness. You are designed by God, from God, to be in his image. And you guys forget that. You think his image is more about the physicalness of what your broad shoulders look like and them big muscular arms and that stance that you got that drives women with. Okay. Y'all think it's a physical thing. But it's more than a physical thing because we need all that inside stuff, your confidence, your just ability to comprehend, your ability to delegate and make decisions, your reasoning. Because as you say, as you decide, as you give us choices, as you give us leadership, we're pulling from you. You can't pull from lackluster. You can't pull from nothingness. You can't pull from the same goodness that I'm from. Because if you're reaching me at the same level that I'm at, and I'm pulling from you, eventually I'm gonna overcome you. Right. So you have to be greater than me. Right. Does that mean that a man is more valuable than a woman? No, please do not kill me, women libbers. I'm a woman too. Hear me roar. But what I'm saying is, as we look at these men as to be those providers, protectors, and leaders, and all that stuff that we keep telling them they're supposed to be, if you're a real man, this is what you're supposed to do. We have to acknowledge that it takes greatness to do all that. Does that mean that, as we talked about earlier, women cooking and cleaning as a man come home. Most of my husbands have been able to cook 10 times better than me. I'd be happy when they like, girl, this good, because they ain't gonna lie to me. I'm like, well, your macaroni and cheese still better, but I'm glad you like mine.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
But look, so I'm not saying that because the responsibility of a man is greater, that the person itself or the manhood itself is a greater value than a woman. No, we need each other.
Yes, yes. Well,
But
what
I
happens
refuse.
what
No,
happens when the women say we don't need a man?
I don't know. I'm not that chick. So for all those that are looking at us and in the comments, I ain't her. I need my men.
Okay.
I
Okay.
need men. I
I'm
want men. I appreciate the men in my life. From my daddy to my granddaddy to my uncles to my sons. I love them, and I love every man that's ever loved on me. I love men loving me because it has made my life so much easier that I can just rise in my excellence, in my femininity, and be me. If they weren't taking care of me the way they have, I wouldn't be on this show with you right now.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to pour back into you and any other man that's listening. I wouldn't have been able to pour back into them if they didn't do their part. I needed them, and they needed me to do my part, and the flow just keeps going. So I get upset when I see people. I might get in trouble with this next comment, but Lord forgive me. That have mentored me into the wife and the mother and the woman that I am. Not take their advice and on the foundation of what they taught me to be and how they taught me to talk and act and treat our men. I'm like, wait a minute, what you doing? And that's not giving you peace in your home. What we doing? We can't do that. What you taught me has worked all of our lives. Why are you trying to change up now because of what the society says? It ain't working for them. Divorce rate is so much higher. Stick to your good advice. I mean, and that happens in life. That happens in life. Like I said, we just need to stop being so distracted, or follow the correct distractions. Put like that. Choose us as part of that. Yeah, choose us as part of that. But just stop being so distracted in the things that don't matter in life. But I get, my heart cries because men and women don't see the value in our men, more so today than ever more. I'm grateful for for women's rights, the right to vote, the right to education, the right to occupation, the right to our body choices. I'm grateful for that. Don't want to take none of that away. But in getting those rights, it seems like we had to have a war of either now I'm equal to you or I'm better than you. And like you said, I don't need you. And all of that to me is invalid, is wrong, is not righteous. Thank you now that I can get close to the equal access that you've had, so I can be the all of me that I'm supposed to be. But that doesn't devalue you. You just didn't know y'all messed up for thousands of years by keeping us away from knowing what you know or being able to do some of the things you do. But let us all now be better partners to one another. Let our men not have to work as hard and as long, because that's why y'all die quicker than us. Because you are that greater than that we pull from. And the minute we realize that as wives and women and sisters and mothers and daughters and nieces, and pour back into you guys, maybe the longevity will continue to increase. Because I'm tired of losing young men that I love. My husband died too young. My brother died too young. And those were men that the families depended on. Right. My family and families depended on my husband. My family and families depended on my brother. And nobody that knew them would ever say they were less than an excellent man. But you're human. You can't carry all that. And even though I'm pouring back into him and people were pouring into my brother, the little bit of pouring we was doing wasn't enough compared to what they was giving out.
Wow. I might have to give Oh my. Wow.
I had to stop
So
myself. I was about to get emotional.
so are you saying that we should accept the pouring? Because sometimes we don't accept the pouring because we don't feel like we're worthy of the pouring. We don't feel that all this time we've been told that we're no good and we're this and we're that and we're no good for nothing. So when somebody comes and pours into us, we don't know how to take it. And I think that's one of the things that as men, we have to try to open up to allow somebody to pour into us because we're not used to it, but we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to accept it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a blessing. Somebody gives you a blessing and you say, well, man, I don't know, I don't know how I'm gonna repay you and I don't know about this. And they're like, no, I'm trying to give it to you. And I remember one time Dana told me, she said, free is free. Stop arguing about free. So at the same time, I would say, if God gives me grace, stop worrying about blessings. God gives you blessings for a reason. He puts them out there, and we still are trying to con ourselves out of accepting what God has in store for us. And I think that's where we're at as men. We're like, well, I ain't been that good, and I haven't done this, and I haven't done that, and should I, and that's where we get knocked in the head so many times, and we bump our heads because we won't accept the blessings. Are you all right? The blessings that we're supposed to have. So.
Excuse me. I was trying to mute myself because I didn't want to mess up with your flow. My bad.
Yeah. So I mean, it just as I talk, as I think about it, there was many times, dealing with, relationships, somebody told you you're toxic and you're like, I ain't toxic. I know I'm not toxic. I know I'm not toxic. And just, just the way you say things. But then for the person to come back later on and tell you they know it wasn't you, it was them. And you're like, so all this time, I'm feeling toxic.
You believe in a bull crap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Uh-huh.
Sipping.
And now, as you were saying, to be open to receive when somebody wants to pour into you, continue to use your wisdom on who you allow to pour into you.
True.
Because a rose is just a rose. We all have thorns. I mean, I tell people that aren't ready for me, I ain't mad at you. I get it. You still have to heal. And everything you just said, they don't feel worthy, or they've convinced themselves because somebody else lied to them that, they deserve this other kind of treatment. And I'm like, okay, cool. No problem. I ain't gonna force myself on nowhere. But at the same time, I'm not gonna change myself. But there will come a day as they heal that they understand, what I was trying to offer.
Right.
And you just have to be mindful, because there are some people, like, I am a wordsmith, but I'm not a quoter. I'm not one, like, I have a friend, he can read something and, certain passages out of the book, just quote the author. He's amazing like that. I ain't got that yet. I just speak from my heart. So there are some people that can rehearse to sound like a woman that shows up like me.
Wow.
But her intentions, pay attention to the energy you feel. Pay attention to not just hearing her words and feeling her vibrations in your ear, but spirit knows spirit.
Right.
And I've even had some very handsome, good sounding presentations of a man of God. I didn't say godly man. I said a man of God. That's what he said he was. Come into my life. And I got this one little special prayer I be praying because, so I do be caught up because I like attention. And, they come in a little pretty chocolate taller than me to climb that tree. I might not be feeling my spirit at the time. I might be in my flesh. But I do pray over myself because my spirit keeps me guard. So I'll say, Lord, if he's for me, bring him closer. But if he's not for me, quickly dispel him out of my life and don't allow anything about him to linger within me. And spirit be on it. Own it. Don't waste time. So that's my advice to people as you learn who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what makes you the superstar that you are. And you're getting to the point to where you can receive the celebrations that people have for you. Boy, you look good today. Oh, you smell so sweet. I just want to bite you. Women be thinking that stuff. We be thinking that when y'all pass by. We be in a grocery store and be like, oh, what? Oh, jeez. And you might just have a t-shirt on and some shorts, ain't pay no attention, but that cologne got our attention. And we be thinking, and some of us are bold enough to say it and just give you the compliment without any attachments.
Right.
Receive it. The same way you want us to smile and say thank you. Say smile, thank you. Show the smile and say the thank you. And keep it moving. And once you get to that point where you know who you are, that is your true integrity.
Right.
How can I be a person of integrity? I might know the scriptures of God. I know my relationship with God is tight because I ask and he delivers. I ask and he explains. I ask and he deciphers. But I still don't know me. And he wants us to know why he created us, looking the way we look, being the way we are. And if there's something that we need to adjust to be a better person of who we are, then we can be in that place to be the betterment. But then when you are good and very good and other people want to celebrate you and bless you into your life and your life truly overpours and the blessings flow out to where you don't have enough room to receive because you've already achieved your dreams, that's a good feeling. And you understand why. Because obedience is so much better than sacrifice. And all those verses make sense. Because now you know you. And all God wants us to do is be the best of who he created us to be. Ain't no need to say, I know I'm not perfect. No, you just Michael. I'm just partial. And that's enough for God. I ain't trying to be perfect. I ain't never met him or her, and I don't want to be him or her. I just want to be me. God knows me. He created me. And that's my goal. And it's like once we get to that point, then all the other stuff, when people do compliment you or just bless you and give you a card and Cash App be singing and dinner's paid for by a table that already walked out. And at first, it's going to be a little weird. Because you be like, oh, wait a minute. And you look for the agenda. You look for I'm being punked. Oh, they going to hit me with a check later on. My credit card go double. But then when those things don't happen, you get used to this is how God flows. And then it's no longer a miracle because miracles are surprises that you don't expect to happen. You're praying, like wishing upon a star. And then when God delivers you, oh, where's your faith? But he said it only takes a mustard seed. So it's okay. You had enough faith to ask. He delivered. Now let him keep delivering. And now you won't be filled with miracles. You'll be filled with love, which is his ultimate gift to us. And I love love. And I love being loved. And I mean, I'm a hush because I get on other tangents and you let me flow. You're supposed to shut me down, bro. But
I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Just get to know you for who you are and the valor and the value of who you are. Others already see, and then you can receive those blessings because of that.
Amen.
Look, I'm gonna say this one last thing, like I'm a pastor in the pulpit. And then
I'm getting ready to close.
Then I'm gonna say, I got one more thing. I'm gonna sit down and let y'all go home.
Oh, you get ready to close? You get ready to close?
No, I ain't gonna close. But when we are able to become ourselves, and accept ourselves. I do this thing. I get butt naked. I look in the mirror and I twirl around and I be dancing with myself. Be saying myself, I be loving myself. And I've gotten to a point now where I don't see the flaws that I used to see. I be pointing out extra stuff and be like loving it. It's like just, oh girl, look at that soft, that gushiness. Oh, look at you're just so juicy. I be loving on me. I'm not saying you gotta be like me, but just get to a point where you love who you are. And then when you look in that mirror, you'll be able to see what God sees in you. He created Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden without clothes, but half naked, and called it beautiful. Gave it life. All this is decoration. All this is, accents in law. But God loves us raw. And when we can get to that point where we love our raw self, wow, all these decorations and accents does not matter. It doesn't matter the brand name of what you got on your feet or on your finger. None of that matters. And that's where he wants us to get to. So when we get to that point and you find a partner that loves you like God loves you, any of the scriptures that you've heard, that you memorized, that you listen to about marriage and relationships will come easy. Because you'll already be doing it because you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it to yourself.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And that's all I got to say.
That's beautiful. I'm still caught up on God loves you raw.
If I tell a lie.
Oh my God, that'll preach. That'll preach.
How did we end up being clothed? Because of our disobedience and the allowance of disobedience. Yeah. And his truth, Adam was in there slinging away. And Eve was in there bouncing all day. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing wrong about that. Wasn't nothing, sexualized or immoral. He created them as he created them. They were in the trees with the bees and the tigers and all the fruit and beauty, all of that in their rawness. And he was pleased. God was pleased. So if he was pleased with us in our rawness, all this other stuff, and you need to hush me up because I'm about to get kicked out of the Christian church. But all these other stuff that we do with carrying our Bible everywhere or wearing our crosses on our neck and all these idols that we idolize and still victimize to get to God, we don't need none of that stuff. We don't need none of that stuff. Spirit, no spirit. And that's where he wants us to be. Yes, we need to learn, but once we've learned, how many times can you sit in a pew at church and hear the same sermon preached at Christmas and Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, a second Sunday in October? It's the same scriptures being preached year after year. And if you don't know them by now, if you're not paying attention at this point, 30, 40, 50 years.
The second Sunday in October.
I'm just saying, you know how seminary school is. They don't teach you the whole 66 books in every scripture. There are certain things you pull out, and that's what you prophesy on. Not invalidating the book itself, but there's just certain things they hone in on. God wants you to know him outside of that book. That book is your basis, it's your foundation. So your introduction is like your date. The book, the Bible is like you dating God. Right. This is how you know what he wants you to do. These are examples did for people. This is understandings of what happens in this situation and that situation. But you are living in 2024. The verbiage in that beautiful book is a little different. And no matter who else translates it for you, God can talk to you directly when you don't need that translation. Right. And it's not going to go against what's written. It's going to be in sync with it if you give it the chance and not rely on other people and other vessels to be your conduit to God. Mm-hmm. I told you, shut me up now. You ain't shut me up.
No. Hey, I let you roll. I'm just saying. I'll say
I don't want nobody's church membership to go down. I don't want nobody's subscription online to go down. I'm not saying do none of that. All I'm saying is take an extra moment out your life to talk to God for yourself.
Harsha told us we don't need you anymore, Pastor. She told us that we don't have to come to church and listen to it on the second Tuesday in October and listen to that same scripture.
No,
And
I'm not saying that.
Harsha told us that listening to all them scriptures is gonna get us just Jesus.
Look, the same way we ain't got no bail money for when you bop people upside the head because Mike told you to. I am not telling you to disassociate yourself with your congregation. That is what I'm not doing. I'm just sharing a righteous way to get to know God for yourself.
Harsha is telling you.
In addition to what you already do. In addition,
get a relationship with God, and that'll work out everything. Get a relationship,
and that'll help out every other relationship that you have with anybody else.
Every other relationship, if you can stay consistent with God,
yes,
I think you can stay consistent with your partner. And the reason we ain't consistent with our partner because we ain't consistent with God. So, hallelujah. We're gonna leave that one alone. Consistency will bring it. Hallelujah. Bless her, Lord. Bless her. But as we, I guess, conclude, we say thank you for wow.
Yeah.
The first of many between your lines. Wow. And
you know what? And I'm so grateful for you. I have to say this for me. I have to say this. I'm so grateful for you because when we decided to be obedient, I mean, we delayed, we got spanked a little bit, delayed, but when we decided to be obedient, even started doing this thing, recording and just coming together last year, God always, we have never had a time that we are supposed to meet and talk where it's been flaccid. We have never had a time where we don't have nothing to talk about. We've always had, we're going to do this for 30 minutes, and an hour and 30 minutes later, okay, we got to shut down because we got to go eat, take a shower.
Right.
And that is how you know you're working in your purpose. And we will continue working in our purpose. See you next Tuesday.